was a little messy because of communications, but Sasa was losing his lane, mid lane wasn't having any control, even on the bottom side of the map, even EXP was having a bit of a rough time, and that's only when it's after the first item.
Alright, maybe this makes more sense now. Look at it. It's not even just winning the lane, man. It's pushing the tempo way forward. This is Sutsujin reviving an old, not personal favorite of mine, but it is what it is. It's a jungle die-off.
It's very impressive when you are ahead. I can respect it, you know, the fact that Veldora decided, you know what, I am willing to lose the lane and I'm willing to sandbag it for as long as possible. But that really begs the question. Sutsujin, he's got to find his moments. He really has to. Ivan's already locked down. Veldora's trying to get into the middle of the fight. He's already CC2, but it doesn't matter if you don't have the damage. And right now, EVOS Icon are in no position to start trading. Maybe only for Sutsujin, but he doesn't want to get into those bigger types of fights.
That's right. But all the more, there is this 50-50. There is this branching pathway. If you're EVOS Icon and you're going up against a Kaja, you're going up against a Pharsa, you kind of know that if you don't pull the trigger, if you don't say where the fights happen, it's them who's going to say where, right? They have better reach, they have better engage, and it's a confirmed -1 if they have their way.
Well, here's the thing, right? I feel like Team SMG in this position don't have to do anything, but it looks like it's going to be EVOS Icons who make that first move, and that's what you want to see out of Sutsujin, jumping right into the fight and being followed up perfectly by Crate, because he himself doesn't have enough burst just yet.
Yep, and not even a flicker spent from that Valentina. And that's what I was talking about. EVOS Icon has to say, no, the fight happens here. Whether you're ready or not, whether you have the divine judgment on the right target or not, we will take one head away. We will be, in effect, the -1.
Oh, Smooth. He tries to get into this fight. He's not level 4 just yet, but now the Vengeance right after it. Veldora, so little health, and even the final slash was committed to it right before this turtle fight. There's no way they're contesting. Smooth. Oh, dodging the stolen lethal counter in time with the Vengeance, but now Subway ends up getting absolutely rolled over by Sutsujin. He even commits his retribution for it as well, just to ensure you're not running away from this.
Yep. Well, I'll be damned. This is a meta game this is a lineup matchup that I did not expect to see here in mid-2023, right? This is the clashing of parts of 2021, parts of 2022,
right?
That we're seeing here in Game 2 of the Snapdragon Pro Series right in the midst of Group B. And here, again, you're seeing now Team SMG who's picking up the tempo. They're like, all right, they got us there. That was a very fast first minute. But they're not seeing this. There's a play down here in the turtle.
Yep, and they know that Sutsujin used that retribution. And unfortunately, Team SMG have to remember what their win cons are, right? If they're looking for pickoffs, they got to make sure that they have a damage dealer and maybe even Subway just to ensure that the kill goes through, or maybe just play around neutral objectives. You have this Balmont for a reason. You might as well secure every objective in the game with the help of the lethal counter.
Which now makes sense, if not only by taking the context of Game 2 here in this match, but even Game 1. Because again, oh, no, Miko, this is what I was saying. If you're able to shred through the front line, Sasa is compromised. He can't just sit there, press the auto attack button, inspire, and hope for something great. That's what was wrong with Game 2.
Oh, they feather airstrike just to make sure there was no means of escape at all. Not even a sliver of a chance. EVOS Icon really taking the tempo to another level. Miko, Divine Judgment already being activated. Sutsujin got really greedy with his ultimate there. Subway even whiffing the lethal counter. It's not looking good. Things are starting to break apart for Team SMG. EVOS Icon gonna turn around and pick up Subway for free.
EVOS aren't even letting me finish my sentence, man.
Nah,
they're going way too fast. They're now up 3.8, almost 4K heads, almost a minute in. There's a punish. There's a punish.
Finally, right? Finally. Man. So
committed a flicker too.
He did commit to the flicker? Yikes. Okay, so at the end of the day, Smooth is going to die. There's no way he's going to get out of there. Is this what it's like feeling? Is this how people feel when they watch The Flash? It's like everything's so quick, but it's like, man, it's kind of uncomfortable.
Yeah, this is messy. That's what it looks like right now.
It is. But at the very least, EVOS Icon, they know exactly what they want out of these engagements, right? Even if they're giving away a couple of kills to Team SMG, at the end of it, they're getting map control. And with more map control, that means they can come from many different angles, which is great for Sutsujin because he doesn't just want to be funneled into a fight.
Yep, and again, the fact that these engagements are messy are only really benefiting EVOS Icon. It's Team SMG who wants the step-by-step. It's them who wants to take it slow, who wants to, again, temper expectations and go in when they're ready. But EVOS Icon, they're okay. It's just, all right, somebody in front of me, Spectre step, Abyssum strike, now pull!
Yep, they find the initial pull, but Sutsujin is still alive. Feather airstrike that's being stolen by Krite is doing amazing work, taking out Stormy before he can even pop his own. Kind of crazy that Krite was able to do that in time, but man, Stormy's taken so much punishment.
Oh, look at this show of dominance from Krite. He's just standing there in the middle of Team SMG's jungle, making Subway think, can I really take my own buff? Sir, may I?
He has to ask permission, which he usually doesn't have to, but now we see this move in the middle of 2 so far. He's really deep in there, and Miko, he can't do nothing about it. Smooth can only try and outplay this, and he almost makes it through, but Veldora refuses to let him go. Stormy able to get the Feather airstrike off finally after the objective take, and now it's 9-2 for EVOS Icon.
But at the cost of what, right? And throughout that last sequence, coming in from mid and the Turtle Pit, EVOS Icon scored a lot despite the trade for Smooth and Veldora. Bottom lane has been free. Bottom lane, Duma just having the time of his life here. He's sitting at 3-0-1. He is about 1,000 and change ahead, and he already has 2 core items.
Yeah, 2 core items. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised he decided to go for the Brute Force breastplate. I was thinking, what would the build look like nowadays because of the changes, inclusive of the cost efficiency of War Axe, but Sutsujin. It makes sense, right? He wants the Hunter Strike. He wants the raw numbers so that his ult hurts. He wants to be able to have extra movement speed, and not to mention the Brute Force breastplate helps him with his clear speed at the same time.
Yep, and to catch up to stragglers, just clean up house, right? And make the most of the killing spree. It's been a while since we've seen killing spree on a jungler, right? It's usually one or the other. It's
unless it's like a throwback to Bounty Hunter, then hey,
yeah,
that's taking it too far.
This already alone is a throwback. So this is what's throwing off Team SMG, and they're forced to answer and pick up the EVOS Icon's tempo. They're sitting about 5,700 gold ahead at 7 minutes at 9-2. Already I can say this is a worse situation for Team SMG than Game 1.
Yeah, it really is, and I think this is going to be a real test of how EVOS Icon closes out the game. I think that's been the biggest problems with a lot of these MDL teams, right? Especially when they're facing against an MPL. How do they close out games? And I think this time round, with what Team SMG is working with in their draft, a lot less high ground to really work with. They still have technically the replacements, the worst versions of both the Beatrix and the Eve, instead having the Moskov as well as the Farsa. This last turtle going into the hands of EVOS, but yeah, Team SMG, let's see if they can hold out.
Yep, it's a worse situation. It's a worse holdout, but no, Sasa gets cornered here. Didn't even stand a chance. Miko and Smooth, they could have tried, but the fact that Ivan was sitting there, and now they're even trying to kill on Smooth.
He's trying his best. Retribution coming out from Sutsujin just to slow him down. Oh, the execution almost there. At least with the Abyssal Strike, it's more than enough. Miko, he's low, but he refuses to give away his KDA any more than he has. First death in between 2 games. Stormy gets pulled back in time. He doesn't tries to flicker out of that. Stolen Feather airstrike to put him out of his misery. The Shadow Stampede coming huge. Now, Sasa just having to just watch his teammates get cut down one by one.
Back-to-back maximum range, Abyssum Strike, just the tip hitting to secure a kill. And then the, 1-2 step, flicker finger, feathered airstrike. Yeah, Subway is not going to survive this, no. Miko can't do much, not like this.
It feels really, really bad, right? Even Sutsujin, he's tanking it, and then when you think it's over, nope, it's going to be the call all-time. Feather airstrike once again. The insurance policies, they are covered, right? He's going way too far. He wanted that triple so bad.
Again, it's with the forward flicker that Krite is playing with. Again, I would do the same thing at 6-0. He suffered a death there.
Oh, wait,
but
whoa,
yeah, wait,
whoa.
Smooth.
Hold on. Sasa has been pushing this entire time. Miko is trying to slow it down. He's willing to give his life down for this. Subway, he's going to be walking in, and now they're taking a full fight while Sasa is pushing down to a tier 2. And now EVOS Icon, they've done more than enough damage, but luckily Team SMG, they cleared the waves at the same time as they delayed the recall. So that's going to be 2 structures falling into the hands of Team SMG.
And that's what's keeping SMG in the game. It's not going to put them in a winning position, not quite yet, but it's stopping this 6,700 gold lead going to 8, going to 9. And it's buying a place on the map for Team SMG to find plays, to maybe find an odd angle, have Miko, have Smooth, find Duma, maybe even Krite, but with the way Krite has been reading the map, that's unlikely. So yeah, best case scenario, you punish Sutsujin for being greedy on the engage, or even pop an early cult altar forced from Ivan. But yeah, there's only so much you can do, especially given that the long lane now is the lane that got penetrated. Team SMG have to pay extra attention to this.
Yeah, we again reverse the situation from the last time in game number 1, where the opposite side was not the long lane, but now they already make Veldora. They don't even stand a chance. They got locked down. They instantly get melted by Doma. I don't need to say anymore. Even the lethal counter coming up to take out Veldora. Finally, Feather Airstrike is trying to peel away, but it doesn't matter as Doma once again just shooting, driving by, making sure that he is even more gangster. Sutsujin with max stacks on his brute force breastplate, taking out the rest. That's a complete wipeout for the side of EVOS Icon with their 8K lead 10 minutes into the game.
As clean as it gets, they were threading the needle. They traded out Veldora. They knew that someone had to give, but just the same, they executed as clean as they could, forcing a fight deep into enemy territory. And now, despite the waves not being all in for them, they still scored a free Lord. And it's going to lead to Team SMG to wonder once more where it all went wrong. How do we stop this from happening? Because all I saw there, all I read was, yeah, attempted conceal play, but what do you do from there? What do we do if we do get a pull? And we're not even sure who we're going to find. I think that's one thing that Team SMG need to work on. Vision. It's not like Miko can just start walking near bushes and start using his ring, right? Like, all right, anybody here? Anybody here? That's just a little too dangerous. So yeah, they're forced to defend from inside their base now. That's their only move.
Yep, this is really disastrous for them, right? It feels like they're suffocating under the water, and unfortunately, they don't have a lot of time to work with left. They are looking to take down at the very least the Lord. Feather Airstrike being utilized to try and deter the rest of EVOS Icon. But again, great high ground defense because of their draft. EVOS Icon hitting the 42k mark means that they have an opportunity to start a fight. And there they go, Veldora looking again, right opportunity to make it happen. But in the back line, we already see the final slashes come out. Doma still alive. Double kill coming out from Smooth, but he still falls, and Doma lives. He can continue auto-attacking, but he has no targets to hit just yet. He doesn't want to get into range. It's a 2-for-1 trade in favor of Team SMG. We're getting a repeat of game number 1, aren't we?
It looks like it. The rubber banding effect from Team SMG has come into full swing. Yes, it was Sasa who unfortunately had to fall, but they have shut down Sutsujin as well as Krite, who once again is sitting at what, previously 6-1, now 9-2. So expect Bank to come in for Team SMG. And again, they shrank what was once a 9K goal lead down to 6K once more. Looking at the item game, I'm not expecting much from Subway right now because, again, as you mentioned, deja vu from game 1. He has a role to play and he just has to stand there and take it. But Sasa, now that he's back on the map, not quite going barefoot just yet. He's still trying to build one more item. Lord knows what that could be. Maybe a Rose Gold Meteor once more?
Winds of Nature, probably. I mean, technically,
yeah.
It's got to be, right?
Should be, yeah.
He probably wanted to keep it as long as he can, but I think there's too much mixed damage to really get the full benefit.
That's
right?
why the RMG was what came off first.
It's unideal, but there's
RGM.
really no way around it. The RGM, yes. There's no real way around it. You're just hoping that your team is eventually able to make the play, and I think, worst comes to worst for Sasa. He gets really lucky with his knockback, and it collides into, like, multiple people at once. Yeah. I think that's their only saving grace. Even Smooth, right? He tries his best each and every time, but Doma is just way too far ahead of the curve. Stormy, he gets found caught out here, forcing that flicker straight away. Miko and Sasa trying to get on out of there, but Sasa, almost there, and he gets protected in time! It's Smooth who saves the day! He tries his absolute best, and he's able to get Sasa walking away scot-free when it looked like all else was about to fail. 2-for-1 trade in favor of EVOS Icon again.
But just the same, it's Sutsujin who went. So this sends a message to EVOS Icon. The White Tigers now have to think, hey, wait, we have no retribution. And they have a Balmond. They still have Sasa, who, by the way, still, despite being at the cusp of losing the series, still has nerves of steel. That was an amazing clapback, an amazing use of the Moscov's kit.
He just purchased the Haas Claw as well, so even if he gets
Haas
Haas
Claws.
yeah, again, he's looking for cost-efficient items that really benefit him. This upcoming fight is going to be so important because right now Subway cannot be thinking about trades. He's got to be thinking about taking away this Lord, and it's the perfect opportunity, right? Level 14 compared to level 15 with the extra 1,000 true damage, but now Eldora walking up. Ivan is pulling away, trying to get Subway out of this position. Miko as well. Again, they have to give it up, but now they're funneling them back in towards their jungle. The conceal play is already there. Appraiser's Wrath is well committed, but EVOS Icon, they can't necessarily go further than this.
Yep, there is a big swing when it comes to battle spells. Team SMG used quite a bit. EVOS Icon as well, to no avail, but at least EVOS scored a Lord. It's a Luminous Lord here that's going to crash into the base if Team SMG aren't careful about it. So now again, we're back to the situation we were in about 4 minutes ago. Team SMG going to defend inside their base. But just the same, I'm not so sure.
Yep, Feather Airstrike already being committed onto Miko's target. Doma is already done for, and now Team SMG have a damn good chance of bringing this game back from the brink. 15 minutes in, Sasa still alive. Feather Airstrike stolen from Krite, going to be committed against them, but they've cleared up all the waves from mid to top to bottom. Team SMG only lose a single inhibitor.
If an inhibitor will fall. That's what I was going to say. And just the same, I didn't expect bottom to be the one to go. I thought it was mid that was going to go first. And here, this is a good news, bad news situation, right? You saved an inhibitor, yes. But bad news is, it's the top and bottom. You have to constantly send dudes. And it's not going to help the fact that the long lane loses you no matter what. And this is that moment wherein we said, you know what? Sasa should have died here.
Yep, he should have, but Smooth, what? He literally comes in, red cape from a different planet, and he does it again with the second upcoming play. And I mean, it's just great to see, right? They have the right ideas. Maybe the combination and execution is a little difficult, right? Because, again, you have to flicker forward, final slash, and you have to be in the right position because it goes from left to right. And then afterwards, you pass on that parcel to Miko, who's going to pull it back in and lock them down long enough for Stormy to really take full advantage. And to be fair, Stormy took a lot of damage throughout this game, right? 12 minutes of just punishment.
Yep, and the fact that he has a flicker now, and looking at his kit, not a single immortality in sight, he's only really playing with one moment. Like, that one moment that he uses flicker is all he's got. And he's usually using Wings by Wings to reposition for the Feather Airstrike anyways. So, it's not like Team SMG have nothing left in the tank. It's just they have to be careful because EVOS Icon aren't afraid to pull the trigger first, even when they have no business doing so. That's what they use their battle spells for, and that's how Ivan played that last engage. Because again, he played with the stacks. He played with the fact that the passive on the Phantom allows him to come back 3 seconds. 3 seconds all he needs. So now, we're back to this position here. I think it would be smarter for EVOS Icon to just wait for the Lord, man.
Yeah, I mean, they've technically fallen, like, the majority of the members are starting to fall off. Like, Ivan, he's dependent on these stacks to really make that difference. Not so much for Krite. He's been doing God's work all day long. I mean, look at his KDA, 10-2 and 5. The Conceal Play comes out from the side of Team SMG to scout out for information. And I don't know, Veldora, that doesn't feel like a good idea until you see the right flank as they flicker on in forward. Ivan tries to make the play. Smooth force the flicker away. Unfortunate, we can't do much about it. Feathered Airstrike just to deter. Veldora still a little low. Miko tries his best to find the right target, but it doesn't really matter. The backline with the Winter Trudge and Krite still trying to take him out. Sasa finally gets it. Smooth is able to get the Vengeance off to keep himself healthy. And even the Spear of Destruction nearly finding its mark, but no, it's a 1-for-0 trade in favor of Team SMG. The battle spells on both sides fully expanded.
And who would have thought it would be Team SMG who won out when it was EVOS Icon who was looking for the fight. And it seems like the jungle that Team SMG have set up for themselves led to Duma not positioning well. If Duma was able to auto-attack for maybe 2 more seconds, Team SMG would have gone wiped out. Oh, that's just unfortunate, and now they have a man advantage. Sasa just wailing away at this Lord.
Yep, he's penetrating multiple people. Feather Airstrike looking up at the lethal counter, committed onto the kills, and not actually the 50-50. It's getting low, and now it's going to be Sasa. He takes one, but it's Doma who steals away the Lord in time. Sasa wins out that fight, but this one, a triple kill for Sasa. It looks great, but Doma still had the time. Subway going down at the wrong time.
Oh, the MSC champion from 2019, the Kage Sasa just finds that wall and says, thank you so much. And just like that, EVOS Icon recovering, doing their best to save themselves from that last blunder. This is the smallest lead EVOS Icon has had all game 2, man. Team SMG are currently back on the board. They have shrunk that 6K gold lead now to just 2K, under 2K, but there is this Evolved Lord marching up top.
Yep. This is such a struggle, right? Because it depends on who is able to interact with who. If Sutsujin is able to meet Subway, yeah, obviously Sutsujin is going to win out that fight, but then it gets even harder when you start adding Doma to the mix, because that means that the rest of the team of Team SMG needs to get mixed up in this fight. And right now, Stormy's Feathered Airstrike has been key to keeping up with EVOS Icon.
Not just, I think Smooth is doing God's work as well, especially in the last comeback, right? Just stunning the right target, and I think that's what compromises Duma. That's what makes Sutsujin an easy target to just pop as soon as he overextends for just an inch. Again, I'm not sure what the metric system is in the Land of Dawn, but whatever that smallest pixel is, right? And just says, all right, he's in Vengeance, doesn't matter, DJ or even Final Slash, all right, Jungler's out, we can win. And that's what happened in that last engagement. That's what shrank this goal lead, and that's what's giving Team SMG a second wind.
Yep. And now that they've evened it up, 26-15, we still haven't seen a team get any more space than they've had right now. And I mean, I think it's going to come down to the next upcoming fight. Let's look at the instant replay and break this down one more time, because just look at the position that Subway was in, right?
Yep.
The Divine Judgment that was stolen by Krite just to try and pull him away. I think even from Subway's POV, he's like, nah, stop it.
Look, Sasa, this is that moment. Oh, and then the wall just planted Duma.
That's how he wins out these 1v1s, man. Again, he's last Kage for a reason. Well, not really the last Kage.
He's
my
our
Kage.
Kage. He's our Kage.
He's my Kage.
There you go. Your MY Kage. There it is.
Yes.
Oh. All right, so during that whole replay, I'm thankful to the universe that nothing else happened on the map. And again, it's just because both teams are posturing up for this next big fight. About 30 seconds away from this Lord. It's a 22-minute stacked up Evolved Lord that we're going to be dealing with here. And this is as close to 50-50 as it gets, man. If anything, Team SMG has a small lead. Wow.
Wow. After all this time, it only took them 20 minutes to get here, right? 22 minutes in a matter
Better
of
late
fact.
than never.
Better late than never, but I do think that Sutsujin, he cannot go for the traditional front-to-front. I think he's got to start thinking about flank angles, because Smooth is making it really difficult for him. And it also helps, it also doesn't change the fact that Sasa's normal auto attacks pierce through multiple targets, so sometimes he's not even the ideal intentional target.
Nope, not at all, especially with the build he's gone for, which is a pure hybrid. Actually now juggling between a physical defense item and what might actually be an immortality. So Sutsujin now has to be a little more careful, not as a wanton. And there's a pull!
Oh, Divine Judgment to make play on to Stormy, and now without the majority damage dealer, it's all up to Sasa to try to hold out on their own. Miko has enough items to keep him alive. Whoa, okay, bit of an interesting flicker there coming in from Cry, but as well as Ivan, but didn't exactly get the results that they wanted. At least they got the flicker out of Miko, which again, all the playmakers here are losing their resources, leaving only Smooth to be the last option.
Because of the amazing pull, the stolen DJ, we can almost forget the mistakes, but right now, 3v4!
Yep, Subway, he's taking a lot of that damage. Smooth, ready to turn this around, but they don't know whether they want to keep on going for this good disciplined play for EVOS Icon. They cannot keep making the same mistake time and time again.
Yep, it's all about lane management now. The waves have to crash in the perfect way, because if I'm calculating the timing right, Stormy should be coming in clutch. Stormy will be able to come in to try and go for that last defense, but this Lord will play such a big role. 5 seconds, 4 seconds now till Team SMG's mid laner comes in.
Yep, they're trying their absolute best. Muddle's in the middle just to make sure they can't walk out further than this. Doma, he's trying to play as careful as he can. He's waiting for the waves to come. The Luminous Lord is already here. Conceal's already been activated. Feather Airstrike to predetermine them. Nicely done by Stormy, and he's holding them hostage with it. They're not able to walk on in, allowing Team SMG to clear up these minions. Nobody able to make the play. Smooth finds it, pulls Veldora back into the charge. Call Alter to keep him alive after the immortality, allowing Doma to come in even harder with the Inspire. Pushing all 5 back, they quickly refresh and get back into the middle of the fight to protect their crystal. Once again, an EVOS Icon unable to close this out.
Both teams shaking hands, saying touche, a pacifist run in that last defense. No one dies! No one dies!
Oh man! Again, just real great use of the arsenal, the weaponry that Team SMG have in their arsenal. Because again, So I would expect Stormy to be like, oh, you know what? I'm not just going to hold this ult for as long as he did. Veldora finding Miko. Rest of them, Doma watching his positioning because, again, he's going to be the majority damage dealer. Smooth caught out, unable to do anything. Even the final slash already down. That's going to be a 4v5, but Team SMG, they've had enough.
All right, we're approaching TikTok timers, and in about 5 seconds, we're going to start scaling. It just stopped scaling, actually. I was going to say scaling down, but no, it just stopped scaling. Even Lord, coming up in about a minute, is at his maximum strength now. Just 4 defenders left.
Yep. Oh, Ivan, he flickers forward to try to get the position onto Miko. They're trying to go for the crystal, but it's not as easy as it looks, as Doma isn't able to get as many free hits as he would like. We already see the Winter Truncheon coming in. Ooh, from Subway. Not enough, though. Sasa pulling so many members to his side, but unable to kill any one of them. That's going to be EVOS Legends taking this game away. 2-0. GG. Well played.
In the end, the numbers game just was not for Team SMG, especially after that pick off on Smooth, who was feeling it. I think Smooth was feeling himself, given that amazing high ground defense, what could have been an end. Maybe a minute or two earlier for Team EVOS Icon, but I don't know. I think this is where, again, my theory from game 1 stands. Maybe they're not as gelled together as they could be as a new lineup. And again, that's why some parts of what should be a team that is